Morning, folks. How's that for a view? The loons were calling this morning, but like I said, it's almost go time for a quad ride. So, I'm gonna finish my coffee. We're gonna gear up and roll out. See you shortly. Hey folks, Jay here, Old Hens Wilderness. We are geared up and ready to go. Man, I got so much gear. Yeah. All this camera gear I gotta start carrying around now. And backpack. Never have that much stuff in my bag. That's okay. We'll get her going. Took extra gear too because where we are going is about 70 kilometers away and ain't nobody around that's going to hear us scream. Let's enjoy the adventure. Alrighty. It is go time. Trucks. How nice is this? Still at the beginning of our journey. Still got a long ways to go.
there since I was a kid. Mommy, I don't want to see Grandma. Shut up and keep digging. Yeah, that one's just wrong. Look at that sign. It's one of my favorite signs in the world. This is Duns Valley, population, just a few. Weekends, a few more. Love that. Look at that, eh? Beautiful. Stop here for a little break. A little cool morning and then riding the quad there. Yeah, it's a little cool. Everything's all grown in. Yeah, you run into these maps and stuff occasionally on the trails here. Yeah, it's one of those safety shacks or emergency shacks, whatever you want to call it. A wood stove in this one, table, chairs, bench long enough to sleep on. Usually they got stuff on these shelves. You know, you have something extra, leave it. You need something, take it. You know, like water, maybe some canned food, matches, whatever, stuff like that. Yeah, this one even has an outhouse. Of course, don't want to focus. That's okay. You know, with all the spots I've ever ridden, this whole area, like this little river here, follows a good ways. This is just my whole favorite area. I love it.
Yeah, well, looks like we're gonna have to cut it. Yeah, these folding saws, oh, these are awesome. Okay, well, run the winch now and drag that piece out. Yep, just gotta move that now. Shut the camera off, I'll fire up the bike, just drag it out. Yeah, this area seems like it changed a lot since last summer. Keep rolling.
Looks like a little bear. Yeah, was gonna have a fire, but no. It's too hot and humid out here, man. Yeah, I think the love of the bush comes from my grandfather. He was taking me out to his camp when I was just, holy geez, little guy. Yeah. We never played in the camp. We were always outside. We were at the lake swimming, running around the bush, just running off, looking for adventure. The first little pocket knife my grandfather gave me was this little black old school knife. It rusts and blade rust out, right? And that's how you learn how to take care of it. Yeah, I wish I still had that little knife. It was the very first pocket knife he gave me. But, yeah, the only place I find peace. Just love it out here. I really hope the camera's picking up like the sound of the water. No, you can check out thrift shops. I mean, Walmart's got some decent gear. Tool Town, Canadian Tire, wherever. Might be able to find used bags and stuff at Value Village. But yeah, thrift shop, folks. If you're just getting into this, like, gear can get expensive. A couple of years ago, me and my buddy came up with a rough idea on how much we spent, and we're like, holy, like, just way too much. Like, I'm not even going to tell you the number. It's kind of embarrassing. But yeah, no. This is a hobby you can get lost in, and you know, as your skills improve and you're buying better gear, you're going to overdo it. You know, I think we all go through that. Overdo it, and your bush bag just becomes like, you know, like you're carrying a hockey bag, and you can't, you know, you barely lift it. Walk more than, like, you can't walk past the end of the driveway. It takes a lot of, my problem is stripping it right down to bare bones. I got a problem like, oh, if this happens, I'm gonna need this. You know, any of my buddies watching me, they're gonna laugh. They're laughing because they know exactly what I'm talking about. And I've spent, I don't know how much money I spent on different bush bags and stuff. When I showed you in the last video, that's my bush bag. That's what I found. I'm comfortable with it. It's 22 liter, a little small, but I kind of need that size, because when I get the bigger bag, that's when I really start overpacking. So, and you know, like I said, I've been doing this for years. I still can't get my bush bag perfect. It's something, you know, we're all gonna fight with eventually. You know, eventually we'll get it. Hopefully, I can't. You know, I'm having a bug right here. Bugs are bad, deer flies, everything. But yeah. Just get out there, folks, practice. Practice purifying water the basic way. Light a fire. Well, that sucks. So I'm sitting here. The down tree here blocking that part of the path. It's, look how deep the water is. So it's up over a foot. I know that part there is deep. We've been through that many times by myself. So I'm gonna turn around, find a nice spot in the way we came. I had to wait till the dust cleared. There's a lot of people out today. But, I mean, it is Saturday. So, yeah, we're slowly making our way back. Yeah. So, I made it home. I got back to camp safely. I'm all the way back home now. I have to end this video Differently than what I had planned. I was making a turn yesterday and the bike died. Start chugging, this and that. So I got over to the side of the road, thank God. Trying to figure out what's going on. Just it totally died on me. So take the gear off the bike, take the seats off, trying to fire it up. Solenoid's popping. I'm like, oh, great. So getting ready, get my tools out, start working on it and looking to jump the solenoid. But so as I'm doing that, a couple guys show up. They help me out, try figuring out. Couldn't get it going, so they take off. And so then, as I'm standing there, I'm looking at the bike. I try firing it up again, and I noticed the dash lights were going off. I'm like, oh, that's a battery problem. So, loose cable. I took the cables off, cleaned up the posts. They were dusty. Put everything back together. And the only thing I didn't... So I tried firing up the bike again. Wouldn't fire up. Battery's dead. So when that happens, loose cable, dirt, I'm making a connection, the bike's running off the battery, totally off the battery, alternator's not charging it. So all I didn't have a booster pack. Hard lesson learned right there, especially for riding solo. So I had this little solar panel that I bought for my wife's bike when her stator died, before we could afford to buy a stator. So I put that on, I'm thinking, okay, great, battery be charged next week, and then I'll get home, have a full beard. But anyways, those two guys came back and a bunch of other people, all part of their family, to help me out. They were like, yeah, we were sitting at the table trying to, thinking about it, so we decided to come back, which was greatly appreciated. And so they agreed, yeah, it's definitely a battery problem. They pulled their side by side behind my bike and ran the booster cables. We got the bike started. The funny, kind of neat story though, they brought out cookies, homemade cookies and everything, and gave that to me. And the cookies were excellent, by the way. So I'm not going to mention any names, but if you end up seeing this video, you know who you are. And again, thank you very much. The help was so much appreciated. So they take off, have a coffee and smoke, and then gear up, get back to camp. Didn't shut the bike down the whole time. Like anytime I stopped, just left it running. But I got back to camp. But moral of the story, I went out unprepared. That's actually an issue. In all my years of riding and riding solo, I never really thought about that. So hard lesson learned there, folks. But thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Stay safe out there, everyone.